Welcome to At the Table with D. Monique podcast. Grab a snack, pull up a chair, and listen up.
Hello. Welcome back to At the Table with D. Monique. Here we have real conversations with real people sharing their real life stories. I'm your host, D. Monique, and our special guest today is Sasha Grayer. Hey, Sasha.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
That is good. So before we get into our conversation, I just want to thank everybody who has been listening to the podcast. And if this is your first time listening to the podcast, please like it, share it with your friends and your family. Um, yeah, so that they know we're here sharing these stories, sharing these conversations. So the purpose of the podcast is to, share the real life stories because I feel like when we share information, it helps us to grow. And it also helps us to maybe avoid, some pitfalls in life as well. And then sometimes we can't always avoid anything. But when we know that someone has fallen, like Donnie McClurkin says, I might
Yeah.
fall down, but I know how to get back up again. He don't say it like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes. So on this podcast, before we get into any conversation, we always have snack time because what is a good conversation without a snack? So if you guys don't have a snack, pause the podcast, go get your snack, come back, okay? All right. So if you have your snack, welcome back to the podcast. And before we eat, we do have to say our grace because my great grandmother Lucille would frown if she knew that we were having any food, regardless if it was a snack, if it's a cup of tea. She'll be very upset with us and disappointed that we did not give God some praise for this food, okay? And thanks. So please take a moment, bow your head with me, and we're going to say our grace. Thank you, Lord, for this food that we're about to receive. We ask that you allow it to bring nourishment to our body. We thank you for this and all other blessings in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So, Sasha, you are our guest today, and we have table manners. So, tell us, what are you snacking on?
Today I have some pineapples, strawberry, and grapes and mango. So some fruit.
Oh, that's a good snack. Now, did you assemble this yourself? Did it come from the store like that? Like,
No, my fiance, she prepped this for me. This is what she made daily for my lunch as well. So it's part of my
nice.
yeah.
Show it to us.
I, uh, it's right here.
Nice. Nice. Oh, I see it. And it's sectioned off. Every
Right.
fruit has this little section.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So listen, we eat on this podcast. So the snack time is not just for show. You are welcome to partake. You can have some pineapple right now. You can tell us how it tastes. You can have some strawberry, whatever you want. Allow us to be in this moment with you. So
Okay.
try something out and let us know how it tastes.
Well, I just started to like mango. I had mango for the first time
Mm-hmm.
uh earlier this week, and it's like being one of my favorite things now. So I love mangoes now. So
Uh,
yeah, so this is my new thing now. At first I thought it was gonna be a little different, because
uh-huh.
I'm like pineapples and stuff, but I think it's kind of better than the pineapples now. So I like.
Okay. Well, I like mango, but mango does not like me. So I think I may have a mild allergy
Uh-huh.
to mango. Yeah, and
That's
that makes me very sad.
right. A lot of good things with mango in it.
Yes. Like there's a brand that has real fruit. I think it may be called real fruit.
Uh-huh.
Um the little the popsicles.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and so every time I would eat them, my throat would itch, and I'm like, "Oh God, I better stop." I don't have an EpiPen. Oh, so let me tell you guys about my snack. Um, Before I show you, I will tell you that the Hershey's company, I think it was the beginning of the year, announced that they were going to have a plant-based Reese's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they also were going to have a plant-based like chocolate bar.
Hmm.
And those of us in the States thought it was coming out, at the beginning of the year, and I have been on the hunt for
Right.
them. Finally, a couple weeks ago, if whoever been following me on my
Posted.
Instagram,
Yeah.
you saw it?
Yeah.
Here it is. I have the plant-based Reese's and the plant-based Hershey oat chocolate bar. And the chocolate bar has almond and sea salt. And I've actually already tried both of these.
Mhm.
And though I was really excited about getting the Reese's cup, I have to admit the almond bar is my favorite. They're both good,
Mhm.
but the almond bar, that thing, like I'm about to have peace now because, like I said, we eat on this podcast.
Yeah. That's one
Mm.
thing I don't like is almond. I love pistachios. And cashews,
S-
but I like almonds.
Say it ain't so.
Sorry. My grandma
Mm.
used to love almond toys and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, no. Yeah. That coconut, no.
Yeah, so I don't like shredded coconut either.
Mhm.
No, okay. Let me just get a piece of this.
Where did you
That
find?
oh,
'Cause I seen you post them. I said she found them.
so do you guys have Kroger where you live?
Yes. Yep. Yep.
I found them at Kroger,
Okay.
but it's not near the like a lot of times when folks are in the grocery store,
Hmm.
they buy candy bars near the register, right?
Uh huh.
But this is actually on the aisle with the candy.
Okay.
And I didn't see it. It wasn't located near the regular Hershey's bars. It was actually located by the like organic and plant-based candy
Okay.
bars.
Okay.
So I know you don't like almonds, so I think you should try the plant-based
I,
Reese's.
I'm gonna try the Reese one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Plant
Yeah.
based. What was it? Kentucky Fried Chicken had the nuggets. Did you guys have that down there?
Yes. They were
It
all
was
right.
it was okay. That wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
No.
Yeah.
They what there wasn't nothing to write home about. Like, I'm
Yeah.
good. Their
Right.
fries are good.
Yeah. I only eat chicken and seafood.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like the Beyond Meat, like Impossible and stuff like that. Or if I put them on a grill, that's what I mainly eat. So
Okay. So hey, let's just go ahead and get into our conversation.
Mhm.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
Born there. I moved to Indianapolis about 16, 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, with my son, he was 3 months at that time. It was just change of environment, just getting out the city. I wasn't there when they had the water issue. I've been moved before that. But just new scenery. There wasn't no jobs. I was a young mom. Their dad was. We both was young teenagers, So we just
Mm-hmm.
came chance down here in Indy, and we've been down here since. And
Okay.
yep,
So that's home for you now.
yes. But Flint will always be. It still feel weird calling this my home, but Flint will definitely always be my home. Yes.
Okay. So were you like 18, 19
I was
when you moved there?
20. I had him when I was 19. That was December. Then I turned 20. So we moved here around March of that year. I want to say '07.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so you have two sons?
Yes, 16 and 12.
Whoa, 16. That's a big age.
Yes, he's driving. It feels good now. At first, I wasn't allowing him to like go to the store, but Kroger's like up the block. So now I'm allowing him to like, okay, I gotta trust you, you know. So he works at Subway. I let him drive the Subway on the weekends. Just trying to give him that trust, but it is hard. But
Mhm.
eventually, he's gonna be on his own too. So yeah, but
Yeah.
yep, boys.
So tell us the truth.
Hmm.
You say that you let him go to the store so you know you can trust him, but is it really because you need some orange juice
Yeah,
and you
and
don't want to drive?
I needed some bleach spray the other day, and so he really thinking like, oh yeah, she let me drive. Like, no, I just didn't want to leave the house. It was Sunday, Sunday fun day. I was in the midst of like making t-shirts. Oh, I need some more bleach. And you know, sometimes I forget. And then my fiance she'd be like, he know how to drive. Like, yeah, he does. Let's let him know. So just get into habit. But in his mind, he thinks, you know, he's really doing something. But no, I just didn't want to leave that day. I really
I thought that's what it was.
did.
Oh, that's hilarious. So, do you have siblings?
I do. So my story is kind of different.
Mhm.
Um, I do have siblings. I also have godparents that raised me as well. They helped my mom out because she was young. So I have on my biological mom's side, I have a sister and a brother that I'm close to, and then on my biological dad's side, I probably have 9 or 10 siblings. I really can't keep the
Mhm.
count, but I'm close to a couple of them on that side as well. And then when it comes to my godparents, I have it's 4 of us. There's 5 left. My brother passed in '05, so it's just 5 of us left. So I have a big family. It
Mhm.
confuses kids, but they get double love. You know, they got 2 grandmas. You know,
Mhm.
so but yeah, I do have a big family. So yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you a little thing I saw. I think it was on TikTok, and
Hmm.
a lady was saying how black families operate. So she was like, if you have cousins, they are not your cousins; they are your sister and your brother.
That too, and like my photo shoot that I done last year, it was like it's only right. We always call ourselves the top 5. We was the first 5, granddaughters. It
Uh
was
huh.
us. So before the new ones came, that new generation, but it was just us 5 girls. And I was like, it's only right to have them in my photo shoot because I couldn't be nothing without them. We grew up, we was years apart. I'm the only one that moved out of town. And then my cousin, she moved down here with me like a couple
Mhm.
of years later. But it was like, it's only right that I have this brand. I gotta bring the first 5 of us in there. So it was an amazing photo shoot just to have them in there to understand that they support me without a doubt. They my first.
Nice. And so, we didn't even tell the folks what we're gonna talk about today.
Uh,
Listen, I was so talking about the mangoes and the candy. I forgot to tell them what we're talking about. So, you guys, Sasha has a clothing line, and the name of the clothing line is Tomboy. And so, I'm going to allow her to, as we're talking, she's going to tell us some more about it. But that's what we're talking about is her clothing line. Just in case they're like, what photo shoot?
right.
So, since we are talking about photo shoot, because like I said in the beginning, we have these conversations so that we can share it with other people.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I found out with having this podcast, how important it is to have professional photos,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so, um, did you take photos for your business because someone said, "Hey, you should probably get some professional photos done," or was it because you want like what made you want to have those photos taken?
Well, being on Facebook, a lot of people has clothing line and have business,
Mhm.
but it don't look professional to you. And I
Mhm.
started years ago, and my first photo shoot was a professional photo. It's okay to have. I love to see my customers like send me selfies and tag me, and that's a good feeling. But for them to also see that I took my time and put my money into something professional, that way they can understand like she really cares about this and it's not a hobby, you know.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
And I had someone on that was telling us about business branding. Hey, Kevin Jermaine. And we had that conversation. So I don't have my photos yet, but I
Hmm.
soon come.
Yeah.
Soon come my photos. I think I just mixed two accents.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's cool. So what inspired you to start this clothing line?
So about I want to say probably like 3 years ago or four,
Hmm.
I went to go visit my brother. So it was like, when did COVID start? 2020 or so?
Yeah. Well, we shut down in 2020, but it had already was hitting the world in 2019.
Okay, 2019. So that January I went to 2020 January, I went to go visit my brother. I always done custom items. Like I pride myself making stuff for people. I done my cousin, I done her wedding, just different custom items. But I got burnt out because people will be like, "Oh, I didn't want this color. Oh, I didn't like it like this," and then you kind of lose money because you pretty much giving it for free because you keep redoing it over to make them happy. And I was like, I need something that is just me, somebody can buy off of, and it's my personality. So I just
Hmm.
went to have like a breather, just going to visit my brother because he just moved to Dallas. And I was like, let me go visit Joe. And it hit me in the middle of the night. I'm just laying on his couch and I said, Tomboy. And I said, that's the name because that is me my whole life. I play sports, but I'm like, I always been this tomboy, wear Jordans, play with the guys outside, and
Hmm.
not that girly girl that everybody want, but I was still around girls and
Hmm.
both best of both worlds. So I was like tomboys. When I say that whole weekend, I drew out what I wanted. I was talking to vendors off IG. I came back and I was like, that's what I want to do. That was earlier that year. Around towards the end, I'm still trying to talk to production because they shut everything down, so I'm getting frustrated.
Mm.
But reaching to a guy in Pakistan, and me and him became have this great friendship, and we just talking. He sent me samples, and I was like, I love your quality. That's what I. Anytime you go on my website, you see all the reviews say good quality, soft. I take my time with these things because it represent me. And then I even came up with my signature, how I wanted Tomboy. And I call it Tomboy Fit because it's an outfit. You can do fitness because I have leggings. I have different things that you could choose from,
Hmm.
but it's like don't fit to me. Like, okay, that's just me.
Hmm.
So that's how I kind of came up with Tomboy because I'm like, what better person to wear Tomboy is the biggest Tomboy that I know, which is me, right? So
Yeah.
with it.
So I want to say two things about what you said. For those people that are out there and you making stuff, because I've also made t-shirts and I still do it sometimes for fun.
Mhm.
Um we are, small business, and then sometimes people can take advantage of you. They want to treat you like you're some big box store and like you just have money to waste, right? Not that
Right.
not that we should be wasting anybody's money if you're big or, big business or little business. But
Right.
anyway, um if you're making something custom for someone and they don't like it, just like if you go to a restaurant and you don't like your food, they'll say, well, give us the food back
Mhm.
and then we'll replace it. So you get your item back
Right.
and then you replace it. Because I had that experience with someone.
Hmm.
They were like, oh, what I gave them wasn't what they wanted. And I said, okay, that's fine. If you would please return the item that I gave you, I will be happy to replace it. They never returned the item. So
Yep.
guess what? I never replaced it because if you really wanted your item to be replaced,
Hmm.
you would have given me the original. And so that's just for all y'all out there, get your item back because
Yep.
maybe you can't resell it, but maybe you can show it to someone, right? To say, hey, this is what I can do.
Yep.
Yeah. So FYI.
A lot of lessons learned doing the custom stuff. A lot of lessons.
Yeah. So what sports did you play?
I played basketball.
Okay. Now
Uh,
listen, I don't know a lot about basketball, but I know people who are listening do. So I'm asking this question for them. What position did you play?
Point guard.
Okay.
I was
So
short. I played point guard.
so is point guard a short person's position?
It used to be, but a lot of people are tall now. But my generation, we was short,
Uh-huh.
and females that's taller than the guys now. So they're dunking. They're doing things that I never thought basketball would take off like this for female athletes. But I love watching it grow and
Mm-hmm.
evolve. But I played basketball since second grade.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, I used to go to we have this place called University of Michigan. It was like affiliated with the U of M, and
Mm-hmm.
it was Flint. And I used to go play basketball with him, and he used to just let me dribble on the side. I'm playing, just thinking I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But serious, like, oh my God, okay, you really into this? I'm like, yeah. So we used to have this house, and he'll put a dot on the garage. He'll tie my hand up, and he just made me shoot, and you hit that dot. And he was like, "You gonna take it serious? We're gonna do all this." And he had to put me on my other one, then I'm doing this. So he just kind of drilled that into me, like, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
be perfect. Don't play with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just from second grade on, I love that sport. I'm still close to my basketball teammates to this day. We was actually like the first female team in Flint, called Flint Affiliation, that they
Mm-hmm.
created around us, because they had so much stuff around the men, well, the boys at the time, boys, and we could be a part of it. And that's when we started seeing the WNBA take off, and we used to fly to Florida, play in tournaments. We was kind of good. But
Mm-hmm.
my asthma, everything started acting up, and I started liking boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah.
You
So
you
once you
lost
start,
focus.
you like, forget sports. He looking at me, I'm looking at him. So only one thing I really hated about once I got into high school and started noticing things, I'm like, oh, he kind of liked me, and I like talking to him, and then that's why I went to the back of my head. But
Uh you should
I
have been
know
like loving basketball.
I wanted to be. I wanted to be that, but I wanted to be Monica. I couldn't. It's just how we.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a bummer. I was kind of, I don't know. Then I was like, you know what, Granny, I do culinary arts. Shoot, I was just trying to find something that I like.
Mhm.
Culinary arts, and then I ended up pregnant. I was like, well, this not for me right now. So yeah, but I still love basketball. I thought I was gonna live through it through my kids. My
Mhm.
oldest, he doesn't play no more. My youngest, he still play, but he picked up baseball recently, so he
Mhm.
loved baseball. So that's what we into now.
Mhm.
But basketball was my heart, and I love seeing my old teammates become coaches, and they still a part of it. It's a wonderful feeling, because we didn't get that growing up. We didn't have that many women, mentors. We had a lot of men and guys in our face and treating us like guys. And
Mhm.
I'm not like that. And to see it take off, and the way that they starting to praise women and see how hard we work, because
Yeah.
we got 10 times harder than a man. We don't get paid that
Mhm.
way. But yeah, I love seeing it now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love that. Like I said, I don't follow basketball, right? But I do read headlines sometimes, and I see all the female coaches out there.
Love it.
Yes, and there's one sister. I don't know how she walks in those heels. Why?
Yes.
What's her
But
name?
I don't know her name, but I know who you're talking about, because she's all over Facebook. And I love that she can show that her feminine side of it. You
Mhm.
don't and that's what I love about a tomboy. You might see her as this image on the court, but she might
Uh-huh.
come heels in a dress. You'd be like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So
And then there's the college female basketball team.
mhm.
Um, oh God, California,
So I want to say LSU. Is it LSU?
LSU.
Yeah,
Yes, seeing those young ladies and to know that they can also make money while they're in college.
I love that now. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome.
Amazing, because the college making so much money off these athletes that it's
Hmm.
time to have their own money. So I really
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's amazing. And then, I'm sure they're getting scholarships, right? But then if you think about how many students are leaving college with astronomical amounts of debt.
Yes,
But now these student athletes, they have the opportunity to leave with no debt or very little because
right.
they're not just in the books, not just in sports, but they're making some money for the school as well as for themselves. So that I think that's awesome.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So how long have you been in business? You said since 2019 is when you had the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2020, January
Yep.
2020.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh, it's going to be a full 3 years in August.
Okay.
Yep.
So, so do you feel like your business is making profit now? Because I know a lot of money goes into.
So I feel like this year it is. The first 2 years is getting your name out there. You wasting a lot of money. You're trying to reach out to things. You're trying to figure out who your audience is. That's the first thing. You got to figure out who your audience going to be, because you can target so many. Then your ideas everywhere, and it's like that's
Right.
not what you want. And at first, when I first started off, I thought this was going to be my audience, and then now this year I'm like, I don't see Tomboy. I don't see me, in Tomboy. So I need to put myself back into it. So
Hmm.
this year I'm coming up with hoodies. I'm coming up with basketball shorts, things that I know that I will wear with some flip flops, and I'm good to go. I want to see me. So that's why right now I'm kind of reaching out to different TikTok influencers and IG people that I see myself in, and to represent Tomboy. And it's good. I get a lot of females, which I am a female, but I get a lot of feminine females that like to wear Tomboy, and I love how they sport it. But I'm
Hmm.
like, I gotta see myself in it this year. So I
Okay.
think about who I am and my target, and that's what I'm trying to do this year with it. So that's why I said I'm going to see profit more this year, because I finally figure out what I want to do with Tomboy.
And you just said something that's really important. When you have a business, you have to have a target audience. Now, you're aiming for the goal. You might reach some people out, your outliers, right?
Yeah,
But when you're advertising to a certain demographic of people, a certain age, certain
yeah.
sometimes gender, sometimes certain race, so you have to create what us call an avatar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you create an avatar, you give your avatar a name. Like, let's just make up one. Your avatar can be named let's how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, so let's give your avatar a name around yours. So we're going to name your avatar Latoya.
Latoya.
Okay, Latoya. Because that's, we know Latoyas. So Latoya is around 36 years old. She might be around what, 5'5",
Mm-hmm.
right? She's a athlete,
Mm-hmm.
right? She may like to relax. She enjoys watching sports. So, when you're creating your business, you create an avatar. It's like one person
Yep.
that you're marketing towards. You're marketing to. And so that's just a little um tidbit for
Mhm.
those who are listening. Yeah, because I had to also create a avatar when I was creating the podcast. And it's just natural. And when I look at the whatever you call it thing, I can't think of the name right now. Oh,
Peace
I
out.
can't. Why I can't think of it? But when I look at who's listening to the podcast, right? It's that audience. Yeah. And so I just think it's so hilarious how it works.
It does. It does. And
It
the bike getting back now that I'm just being me and putting stuff that I know that I would wear, then it's
uh-huh.
like okay, I take it up a notch. And I even created a umbrella under Tomboy, which is TB, to
Mm-hmm.
make it text for me. Because my son, he like, Mom, I love your stuff, but I want to wear, but I won't have Tomboy on it. Okay. Even my cousin, her husband, he always said, I wish Sasha would come up with something that I can wear. So I was like, well, I just put TB. Like, I'm not going to take Tomboy totally away from it, but it'd be
Okay.
quality under my branch, and I will put TB. So now I'm getting a lot of men that will pick up on stuff that I want to sell now. So just giving men and my teenager ideas and asking what's the latest thing for you guys. Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm 36, I'm missing out on a lot of things. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm teenagers. Hey, what's going on? And he said, Mama, we wear this and that. Okay, so this fall I'll do this and that. So
Yeah.
trying to
S-
that generation.
So most of the people who are, hearing this podcast right now is mainly audio, but there are going to be folks that see the video. So could you like stand up for a second and let them see how nice your sweatshirt? Do y'all see that? I love your design.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, it stands out. It's reaching out to you. I love it.
Yes,
I
and
love
that's
it.
on my signature. Like if I see somebody with this on, I'm like, that's mine. I can just look at it and be like, that's mine. If I'm having a bad day, somebody tag me or something, I'm like, that's dope. Or somebody on TikTok has something on, my friends inbox me like, Sasha, that's yours. It gives you some like, okay, that is me. I am doing
Yeah.
something. So this right here, it would just in the middle of the night again. I don't know why my brain hits middle of the night, but I was just searching and I was just texting the guy from Pakistan like I got it. He was like, what? And I was like, and I sent him this. He was like, oh, I never done it. Let's try it. And I was like, okay, okay. And when I got
Yeah.
the sample, I was like, that's it.
That's it.
Signature for the fall, the summer, spring. That's what
Hmm.
I'm like. That's what it is. That's my sample.
Um, I get my great ideas come 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, God is waking me up, and He's
Yeah.
like, hey, you, get up.
Yeah. I don't
Do you-
I in the middle of the night. I don't know why, but it just hit me.
yeah.
Sometimes I dream about it, like, okay, I'm gonna do this then.
Are you familiar with a motivational speaker slash pastor called Eric Thomas?
Yes,
E.T. the hip hop preacher?
yes.
Yeah. What up, what up, what up? But he talks about, being up 3 o'clock in the morning. And some other, I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, him, Les Brown, Uncle Pastor,
Mhm.
Deacon Brother, Steve Harvey. I have given him
I
all
love.
those titles.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah. I love let's see, there's David Shands. Matter of fact, I got on one of David Shands t-shirts today.
Yes,
Um and who else? Earn Your Leisure. I like Nikki and Moose. I mean, I love all of these people. And one thing that most of them say, hey, they're getting up early to get their day started. And I think that's when God is talking to us.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that does come up, like just naturally, one thing that comes up on this podcast is faith. And
Hmm.
so I want to ask you, does faith play a part in your life and in your business?
Most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah.
That is pretty much me this year. It's like I'm taking a big step on faith to make sure that I see it the way I want to see it. Not listen to everybody else, just put myself out there. And like I talked to you before, it's like I know no one knows me. They just see my brand. They see other people wearing it and I post them, but no one knows who Sasha is, the face
Mm-hmm.
behind. So that is my goal this year is make sure I keep putting myself out there. And to do that, I have to step on faith. I have to forget what people say and everything and figure out what I want to do with this brand in the direction that I want to take it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's big. I mean, I have to put faith in everything.
Yeah.
Um, and said lean not into your own understanding. So I just feel like we're talking about when God wakes me up that early in the morning,
Hmm.
he's waking me up and he's giving me an idea, and I have this little organizer
Okay.
and I write stuff down. And I
Mhm.
also, because I'm I write stuff down because I'm an 80s kid, and we started off with paper and pen, writing
Right,
journals
right,
and stuff, right? But
right.
also, I mean, all of us have some type of notepad on our cell phones and tablets and all that stuff. So the reason I'm mentioning this is, so if someone is listening and you're getting ideas, you feel like God is talking to you, write those things down. He's not giving it to you just to give it to you. It's because he wants you to do something with it. And when you're using the gifts that he's given you, he's going to bless you. So I don't know who that's for, but that's for somebody.
'Cause I would say, well, there's another person already doing t-shirts. Another person, you know how many people doing t-shirts? You know how many things people are doing that are the same? Who cares? It's so many, like it's so much money to be made around here. You can do it and make it your own. But you gotta have passion. Don't do it just to be like, I want to make money. Like, no, because people can feel your passion in your stuff. You
Oh
know, so
yeah.
do stuff that you're passionate about. Don't just get on the bandwagon and be like, oh, because she made it, I'm gonna make it. Like it doesn't work like that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So
That, I mean, how many places make hamburgers? You got McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Red Robin, In and
yeah,
Out, Steak and Shake. I mean, I'm sure there's more. Carl's Jr.,
right, and
Hardee's.
all across the street from each other. Don't care. It,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know. And I always like the one I seen a picture a while back on Facebook when you go down the bread aisle. How many different types of breads down there? They have
Mhm.
the Kroger brand. They have, Wonder. Everybody has their own brand. But that day, I might be able, only could be able to afford the Kroger brand, the 88 cent. Oh, okay. But when I come in there and I get paid, maybe I could get the $3 bread. So it's
Yeah.
target people. So you never know who your audience, and you have to figure out where your money too. You got to figure out how to sell because you don't want to go so cheap that you don't make profit you know.
Mhm.
So that's another thing that I was learning. Like I can't keep cutting myself short because I am getting stuff from overseas. I am paying for a website. I am, giving my stuff to influencer. I am doing a lot. So I can't just be like, here's a shirt for $5. Like I'm not doing nothing. So who cares?
Yeah.
There's another thing that people always be like, well, people say it costs so much. You got more than just that audience. It's
Mhm.
people that pay whatever. My hoodie's $80. I done had people buy them for $80, and I have people when I drop the price and just have my sale, and they'll buy it for that. I thank you. Either one, I'm
Yeah.
a thank. Don't target yourself low because of your cousins and your friends say, "Oh, girl, that's too much," because they won't buy it, but they'll go buy some Jordans. Like, no, it
Mhm.
doesn't work that way, right?
Listen, I have done that. I I have done that, and I've learned that people will pay for what it is that they want.
Hmm.
And if they can't pay for your item, maybe they can't afford it right now, or maybe they just don't want it. And
Hmm.
they are trying to come up with an excuse not to get it. And that's okay.
Right.
Um one of the things that I have learned in life as I got older is, do not depend on the people around you to support your dream.
Exactly.
And that's not to say that they don't believe in it, right? Because they may very well believe in it, but they're not as committed to it as you are.
Hmm.
So sometimes people, kind of get their underwear in a bunch because they're like, well, I started making, let's say, lollipops. I started making lollipops, and my cousin, mama, sister, brother, that nobody even brought any of my lollipops. That's okay.
Hmm.
The people who are supposed to buy your lollipops, they're the ones that's gonna buy your lollipops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to be okay with that.
You have to. Or I have people who, when I first started, didn't buy nothing. And then when I didn't went viral so many times on TikTok and other people that had my stuff, oh, that's Sasha. I know her. Oh, and then they'll buy it. So it's
Mhm.
like sometimes you gotta shape people up and allow other people to support you for your friends and family be like, oh, okay. But thank God I
Yeah.
got a support system with my family. But a lot of people do wait until you get it up there. Then be like, oh, I know her. That's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, but if you would have seen me grind all the way through, and I listened to Steve Harvey this morning, and he was saying you can't get nothing done having 8 hours of sleep. You can't. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot get, your brain should not allow you to have 8 hours of sleep when you have a goal that you want to reach.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I got up this morning like 6 o'clock this morning, and I started working on my shirts because I got different events that I got coming up. I said I
Okay.
can't get this stuff done if I keep sleeping or I keep saying tomorrow and this and that. Like, no, I need to really get my butt up because I like to procrastinate. I like it, and then I'm stressed and frustrated at everybody. I'm just mad and like, why she mad? Because I'm behind on myself. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like you're gonna lose sleep to get to your goal, and I'm okay with that right now.
Yeah.
I'm learning to be okay with that.
I feel you because there are times like this morning, I was so tired. Like I am not a coffee drinker. I have a coffee drink that I made today because I was running on fumes, right?
Mhm.
But I love this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I love this podcast.
Mhm.
I love the conversations. Like I met Sasha through Jessica.
Right, right.
Jessica was on the podcast and she was like, "Hey, you should talk to my friend Sasha." And I was
Yep.
like, "Hey, let's talk to Sasha." Um, but I woke up, first of all, I went to bed really late
Mhm.
and I woke up really early. And it's because so many ideas was coming
Mhm.
to my mind. And I had to put the information down so I don't forget it
Right,
because my podcast is still growing. I'm learning what works, what doesn't work. I'm trying to add things to it to make it flow because my goal is to get a message out to people, right? And I want to give them my best. Uh right now they're getting this week's best. Next week they're going to get a better than my best.
right.
Yeah.
Every week better. Yep.
Yeah. So sometimes you don't get that sleep,
Right.
but I do say you cannot grind all the time.
Exactly. And
You
that's what I
have
have.
Yeah, you got to have a balance because if not you're going to burn out
Mhm.
and that can lead to health issues. So grind for a season
Mhm.
so that you don't have to grind, you know, the
Yes.
rest of the time.
Understandable. Yep.
Yeah. So I know. And like I told you with making t-shirts, girl, there have been times I have stayed up, especially when you making vinyl and you have to weed all that stuff.
Oh my, that's what I'm going through right now because I'm trying to get ready for Indie Pride, and then I have
Uh-huh.
other stuff doing. And then she's like, "You keep signing yourself up." Like, yeah, I keep adding these going, knowing that I still ain't finished these events, but I'm like, I gotta put them out. I gotta put Tomboy out here, and I have to. And
Yeah.
I want to make a name for this city right here. People in Flint know me, so when I go do my events in Flint, I get
Hmm.
all support. But Indy really don't know me like that because I
Yeah.
kind of on Flint when I do stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm putting here more.
When we're done with this podcast, I'm going to give you a tip to
Okay,
help you with your t-shirts.
okay,
Okay? Because
that's
I've
good.
been there. I mean, it's like you had to put toothpicks on your
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah. I
Yes. Yeah. So, when you came up with your business, did you create a business plan initially?
I did. I did.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. And did you do that on your own or did you get some assistance?
on my own. I was just trying to. I was pretty much in at YouTube University.
Okay.
I was. It was just like I didn't really. I had a little bit of money, but I didn't have the money to pay for people, and so I was like, I'm gonna figure some of this stuff out my own. I took some L's, and then I finally was like, okay, this what it is. People like hoodies and they like sweatsuits. I figured people want it. Like, okay,
Yes. Because I noticed a lot of parents talking about their teenagers wearing hoodies during the summer.
all year round. Yeah, I don't get.
Okay.
I
I do.
don't get.
I don't get it either, but I will tell you, I used to make some stuff for a friend of mine who has a gym, and they have these cool sleeveless hoodies,
Hmm.
and those are for anybody. So you could put TB on them for the guys.
I'm talking to this one person now, and she loves to work out, and I was like, okay, I got some workout ideas for her because I was thinking something like that, get her some
Mhm.
compression. Like I don't know, I want to do something where she'll feel comfortable at the
Mhm.
gym, and I did see those, ideas, and but it's a lot of stuff that you can do with small amount of time too. That's the thing I got to figure out my time management, but
Uh-huh.
definitely want to get used to. I want to get people that's in the gym too comfortable
Mhm.
as well, because you got a lot of female with different body types that don't like going to the gym because how their body type is, and they know that
Mhm.
men or women would, look at them a certain way. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm so comfortable in the gym. So that's kind of like my goal for like the fall. I'm trying to think of things that I can do for that. But I totally get what you're saying, because was telling the girl that I work with, like, I got to do something for the gym rats. I have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do very well
Thank you.
with that audience. Yeah. Because though I don't work out as much as I used to,
Hmm.
but let me tell you, I had all the gym outfits, okay? I My shirt matched my shorts, matched my tennis shoes. Sometimes I
Yeah.
had the cute headband, maybe a
Yep.
hat, because
Yeah.
I feel like this, when you go to the gym and you feel good going in, you have a good workout, maybe you work out a little bit harder because you see yourself in them shorts and you be like, okay, you know,
Right.
yeah. And then you start to have like a gym family, right?
Hmm.
And so other people are like, oh, okay, I see you. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So I mean, we've covered a lot of information in a short amount of time. Is there is there any information you would want to share with someone who maybe wants to start a clothing line or just want to start a business? What advice could you give them?
Take it slow. Figure out what you want to do first. Don't tell everybody. If you got that one go-to person, trust that person, but don't tell everybody your ideas, because people love to see you fail. I don't know why, but you will
Mhm.
see those people around you that you thought was there for you want to see you fail. So just figure it out what you want to do, find your audience, come up with a business goal, and and it's okay to reach out to other business people. You have a lot of people that that's scared to reach out because they're like, oh, she gonna step on what I'm doing and all. It's not like that. I done have several people reach out to me, and I gave them my vendor because I don't care what you're doing is not going to hurt me. But just
Mhm.
make sure you have a good support team, because it's going to be nice that you want to give up because it's hard, and it's going to be days where you see like, oh, it's worth it. But at the beginning, you can't tell everybody what you're doing, because a
Mhm.
lot of people want to see you fail that you just never thought would do that to you.
Yeah. That's good advice. And another thing is, um, sometimes if you tell people something, they're like, so when? They'll hit you with the win. And it's like, okay, hold on. I gotta work a plan.
Right.
I
And you
have to
decide,
take my baby steps.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one more thing that I wanted to ask. Did
Hmm.
you have to take out a business loan?
I did not put everything, all my little coins into Tomboy. I haven't reached that part yet. I want to probably this fall is get my first business loan, but all my little coins I saved was just me working. I always say my full time job supports Tomboy. It's a partnership. One day we're gonna separate, but right now I'm utilizing you guys as a partnership to my brand.
Mm-hmm.
You So that's how I look at Tomboy. When I go to work, some people be like, you like going to work, you don't call in. I love my job because it's one step away, one goal, and I'm out of there.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. It's just a partnership. So
Mm-hmm.
I plus I love what I do anyway. But it's just the fact that I know if I keep working this hard, Tomboy going to take off, and I don't have to depend on getting up and working this 9 to 5. I can take care of my family. I can support others. I can bring others with me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but right now it's a partnership,
Okay.
and and we're doing good. You know, it's helping Tomboy out a lot. You know, but
Mhm.
one
I
day I'm gonna say bye bye.
I think what you're doing is a really good idea
Hmm.
to allow, your current job to be your investor in your business. Tell us, what do you do?
So I'm a medical assistant. So I love bringing back my patient. I love where I work at. All the providers, they care about the patients, and when you feel like you're making a difference, it doesn't feel like a job. You know,
Mhm.
I'm going in there and I'm really taking care of these patients because they have addictions, and it's not them. You know, it's what they're used to doing. Their drugs, there's alcohol, so it's taking over them. So I love that part of my job, seeing them come out clean and hearing their stories. Is such a blessing, and like I said, then I go there, then I get up for work and I do Tomboy. It's like a passion. So it's like I'm still doing passion,
Yeah.
but one take off a little bit more and I can't wait. But till then, this is my first love is taking care of my patients.
So, do you work in a drug rehab facility?
Well, I work at a clinic, but the providers that I work with, they only deal with rehabs and people coming off of addiction. So that's the only thing that I deal with. Sometimes we see kids, just to give us a break. We do shots and stuff like that, like the other people in the clinic. But that's what mainly my providers and them see. And when
Mhm.
I see hearing people's story, watching them come out saying, I've been clean this long, getting to know, like, if they don't show up, oh my god, like that's not them, understanding that if
Mhm.
they are angry, I know it's not them, I'm still gonna smile because it's not you,
Mhm.
you're sick, and that's what we're here to, to help you with.
Mhm.
So I love.
I would I can relate to what you're saying because I also work with patients. I'm a
Hmm.
hygienist. And let me
Okay.
tell you, some days I have gotten up and I'm so tired, right? And I'm like, can I do this? But I push myself. I
You
get
have to.
I take my right foot, put it on the floor, then my left foot follows. I go to the
Hmm.
bathroom, take a shower, I get dressed. And let me tell you, by the time I get to work, I'm so happy. Like all my tiredness, it falls away
Yeah.
because I'm so happy, right? Even
Yeah.
when I was doing t-shirts or anything that I've done, bake cakes and all that, when
Mhm.
you're doing something that you love, that tiredness kind of falls away,
It
you know?
does.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, Sasha, but
Mhm.
like when I'm driving to work, I listen to music. And sometimes
Yes,
I listen to like motivational speakers and stuff, but I miss listen to music when
I
I'm
do.
driving to work,
Yep.
and it
Yep.
just puts you in a great mood, right?
Yep. I have a song. My fiance called it a song of the week. Like
Okay.
whatever song I start off Monday, I'm playing it all week. And you're gonna hear me at work like you only know that part. That's okay. That's the part of the thing. But that is, how I get up and I make my day and I make sure everybody okay. Because I know it once I get up and go to work, I'm taking care of not only myself but everybody that's come along with me. So
Uh-huh.
but I even have a patient say, "You always happy? Do you ever go through stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
tell you, and I can't show you." You
Yeah.
know, I know you're with your situation a little bit worse than what I'm going through, but I promise you, I go through things. But I put that mask on because I'm a mom. When
Mhm.
and you pushing, tears fall. Okay, wipe yourself off. Okay, what do my son need? That's how
Mhm.
I look at things. And as a woman, you can't stay down that long. You got to get back up and be like, okay, on to the next one. That's what we're doing now. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah, music get me through the day, and then Sunday fun day. I look forward to Sunday fun day, and then just the breaks in between. If I get a day off, thank God. If I don't, okay. But
Mhm.
when you have that, like you said, when you have that passion, you don't get tired. I might say, "Oh Lord, I'm tired," but once I get that next patient, I'm back at it again. Like I'm back at it. So I love it. Then I get off of work, I get to see my family, and then make some t-shirts. I'm back at another passion. Play some
Yeah.
music, and I'm good. Like leave me alone. She down there pressing. you know,
I had one person at work say to me, "It's too early
to
for
be
all
happy.
that." And I was like, mm-mm. I was like, God woke me up. There's somebody that didn't wake up,
Mhm.
and not to say that I don't go through things. Like you said, I go through things, but I have to fight for my
Mhm.
happiness. I have to fight for my joy, because if we allow those things, like bad feelings, bad thoughts to take over us,
Yeah.
it won't be good.
Then he won, and then we don't need him to win, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes. Um, what was that? It was a song when I was a little kid. It was like, uh, I'm gonna beat the devil down, and he doesn't have a right to be on a higher. Did you know that song?
No, I never heard of that one.
Oh man. I'm gonna move on up the mountain. Oh, wait a minute. Am I gonna get in trouble for singing? Uh, but it was I like something like the devil's under your foot, right? So
Right, right.
basically you gotta let the devil be under your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta fight for your happiness. Don't let other people tell you, oh, it's too early to be happy. If they want to be sad, if they want to be in their little funky mood, let them
Mhm.
be. But
Yeah.
you don't have to join them. You know what I
No.
mean?
And sometimes
Um,
energy is big. And if I feel like your energy is low while I'm at work and it would drain me, and I still try to figure out a way to pick it up, because I'm like, I cannot work with nobody that has a moment. Like, no,
mhm,
I understand. I would be the one like, okay, you okay? And
mhm.
then it's going back to, I got to bring these patients back, because they're
Yeah,
not all right, you know.
yeah.
So, yep, I totally get it.
And I want to say this because I know a lot of people go through things,
Hmm.
moments of sadness and depression. I know I've been there, been through that, go through that. But I want to say to you guys, if you feel like you are sad, you're depressed, go talk to someone, you know, um, whether it be a pastor, whether it be a friend, um, or a therapist. Sometimes people may have shame when it comes to therapy, but don't have shame.
Right.
Go get the help that you need so that you don't stay in that funk.
Yeah.
Okay. So just want to say that. But I do want to know, what was your happy song this week?
Do you really want to know?
Uh okay,
It's
maybe not.
It was Usher Glue. I don't know. I'm stuck on Usher new song Glue.
Uh, oh, I don't even know that song.
I, I feel like period, but that song it been my song all week, and I just got it on I got it on repeat. I don't care, but yep, that's what I've been listening to Usher this week.
Okay, so I'll have to
Uh,
what's that?
I said last week was Coco Jones. I see you.
Oh, the girl from
Fresh Prince.
yes. Yeah. I like that song. I like if that's the same one I'm thinking about. I think that's the one I'm talking about. So I remember this was a while ago, because sometimes I sing and I don't realize that I'm singing.
Hmm.
So Shakita, I'm gonna have to let her know that I mentioned her. We used to work at this airplane part manufacturer
Uh-huh.
in Savannah. And so Jill Scott has a song, Bless,
Hmm.
right? And so I would be in the office singing that, didn't realize that I was singing it. And she was like, "What is that song you're singing?" I'm like, "What song?" And then one day she was like, "I heard the song. I heard the song that you're always singing."
I
I
bet
don't think
Glue.
I don't think the name of the Jill Scott song is Bless, but it's the one where she's saying, hey, she got to leave the studio because she got to get home to her son.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah. So I would sing that song all the time. But one of my favorite songs is a song called Jerusalema. Jerusalema? Am I saying it right? Let me look on YouTube real quick. Let's see, make sure it's all I have to do is put in the Jerusalema. Jerusalema. And I am not going to play it because I don't want to get in trouble. I want to play it for y'all, but I don't want to get in trouble. So I may have to. when I do the reel
Mhm.
for this, I may have to use that as the song. Yeah, but yeah, that song, it just gets me, puts me in a good mood. But I will tell you, last week, Nelly Grill,
Oh Lord.
that song came to mind, and I think it was because I was I was putting together all the stuff for Jessica.
Mhm.
And so her song for her reel was Nelly's Air Force Ones. And
Oh
so
my
I think maybe that Nelly vibe just got in me. And so I was listening to the girls.
God. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but that I think that's it. I feel like I wanted to ask you one more question, but maybe I'll ask you when you come back on, because I would like you to come back on in, 6 months to a year, to tell us, how things are progressing with your
Yes,
business.
I will.
Sasha,
Hmm.
tell them how they can connect with you.
Well, on Instagram I am Tomboy_Fit_LLC. And on Facebook I am Tomboy21. And then TikTok I'm just Tomboy Fit.
Okay. So y'all know how to get in contact with Sasha, so you can check out her hoodies and her t-shirts and everything else that she has to offer. And remember, Tomboy is not just for the ladies. It's also for guys, because she has her TB line that is coming out. So look out for that. And if you're interested, please reach out to her, go to her website and find some good stuff. And Sasha, let them see your shirt, your sweatshirt one more time, because I just love your design.
Yep.
Yes.
It's my favorite, yes.
Yeah. So y'all check Sasha out. So now, how to get in contact with me if you have a story you want to share. You can reach out to me on Instagram at the table with D Monique, or you can look up D Monique podcast. Either of those will, get you to my page on Instagram. On Facebook, I am at the table with D Monique. And I just started posting to TikTok at the table with D Monique. Okay. Um, if you have any suggestions as far as topics to talk about, snack suggestion, because y'all know I like my snacks,
Yes.
please put that information in the show notes. And I would just like to thank you again for taking time to listen to this podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, be blessed and peace.
Thank you for listening to At the Table with D Monique podcast. Join us next week for a new episode.